Hello and welcome back to M&A Ambassadors, Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional. Now it's been a week or so since we posted a few of these videos, got caught up in a few things, but we're back and I have something absolutely amazing to start with. Now, this particular concept that I'm going to talk about might take 4 to 5 videos, so be a little patient. By the time we've gone through this, I'll give you one of the most powerful techniques that you can use when you come up with these vague objections or excuses or resistance statements. Now tell me if you can identify with any one of the 4 statements I'm going to make now. Clients telling you at the end of the whole meeting, let me come back to you. Another statement that you will hear a lot is, I need some time to think about this. Probably you've heard, I need to check with someone about this. Or the 4th one you might hear is, give me some time, I'll come back to you. Now, if you have heard any of these or all of these, I want you to pause for a second and think, why would a buyer whom you have qualified, if you've done your job correctly, who has demonstrated a certain level of interest, come and spend a couple of hours with you in a sales center on a viewing, driving around a community? Why would someone like that end the whole conversation with, I need some time to think, let me come back to you? And there is a very simple answer to this. However, ignoring this can derail the entire sales conversation. You see, there are 3 influences that clients are constantly evaluating you on. And all these 3 are unconscious evaluations that every client does. You do it and I do it. So in this video, I just want to talk about those 3 influences and then I'll give you the technique on how to deal with it. The client is constantly making his evaluation on the first influence, which is you. There is the first impression that counts, but just because you're well presented, you can speak well, you have the energy, doesn't mean I'm going to be impressed with you later on in the conversation. The quality of your pitch, the type of questions, the levels of engagement, the confidence with which you can present, the accuracy of your answers, all are going to change or reaffirm that first impression. So a good salesperson is constantly doing a pulse check or an evaluation to see how is this client at this point feeling about me. The second influence to his decision is the actual opportunity that you're offering. Doesn't matter whether it's primary or secondary, but they're constantly evaluating if this solution is actually going to take care of what they're looking for, including their dominant buying need. Now, the third influence is the brand. Now, that could either be the developer that you're suggesting to them, it could be the agency that you are representing as a broker, it could be the community, the popularity, and the status and lifestyle associated with the community. So, that is the third influence to the decision making. Now, we have all these 3 which can shift at any point of time in their mind. In addition, they can change how they feel about these things because they are talking to other people out there, other brokers, salespeople, doing their own independent research. So, if a salesperson is not paying attention to these 3 things and just focusing on making a sales pitch, he's probably going to end up with one of those 4 sentences that we talked about. Let's look at the impact of these. What happens in here? Let's say I like you. As a sales guy, I rate you on a scale of 1 to 10, I give you a 9. That's good. I really like you. Now this opportunity that you're presenting to me, I like that as well. So I rate it 9 on 10. So in my mind, you're a 9 on 10. The opportunity is 9 on 10. But these do not sit in individual compartments in my head. They actually influence each other and impact their scores. So 9 into 9 in my head is now an 81 on 100, 10 and 10. So I've dropped in my head from a 90% positioning to an 81%, 8.1. So you can see that these 2 will not keep me at a 9, it's dropped me to an 8.1, and that is still good. But let's just say the community you're presenting or the developer that you're offering, they may not feel comfortable with them, or the reputation and legacy of the developer might raise question marks. And so let's say they scored the developer or that community on a 6. Now, if I had to do all these three together, or let's say they gave it even a 5, right? Now, what would be the net impact? 9 times 9 times 5 in their head gives them a total of 405 on 1000, 10 times 10 times 10. So each influences one another. So now it has dropped dramatically from 81% to 40.5%, 4 on a 10. Would such a client buy? Now, because of that, you will probably end up with, I'll get back to you. Let me think about this. I need to check with someone. So your goal as a salesperson should be to raise the bar on each of these three influences to the decision. And how we are going to do that, I will show you in the second video of this mini series. I want to thank you for joining us once again on M&A Ambassadors, Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional.